Hi guys, so today I'm going to try out this Autoship I received from HSN's Diamond Press Autoship for the, for the cross stitch stamps and dies. I don't remember what was called at the beginning, but I believe it was a Christmas thing, yeah. But this is the one that was released prior to, I think I've received another one recently. So this is the flower one. It is now available there on HSN. So if you're interested, I'll go ahead and link in the description box. Those will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you're purchase times those links. Super cute. I already unboxed it in a haul whenever it came in, so that's why it's already open. I think that the other ones, they had like a larger and a smaller cross stitch frame. Obviously they're all interchangeable and things like that, but they were like different shapes, so I thought this was really cute. Well, maybe the square one is the same, larger and small, but anyway, this one has the smaller one, the larger one, and I think today I might use the smaller one because I have an idea of using it already. So we'll check that out. It comes with like a little bow that has a couple of different pieces, which is really cute. The fastener, of course, on the top of the hoop. You have a little sewing bobbin or thread bobbin there. You can do it, you know, just leave it blank like that with a little accent color. You can fill in the whole color. You can also add strips, like if it was like, you know, thread, however that you want to use that. Cute that it has a little die for the needle itself. The word hello is a die, and then you have some stamping, hello friend, thinking of you, love you so much, made with love. And then this is the part that's something we're going to try out today, because this one's a little bit different from the other ones, where the last few auto ships, I think it's very obvious, like where you're supposed to place the next set of X's or the little cross stitches and things. This one's a little different, okay? So it starts off, as you see, you have all these different parts that if you put together correctly and with the right spacing and everything, of course, I think the spacing's not going to be the biggest deal, but you'll have a die that helps you cut that out, that little garland. Or you can have just a little decoration, and then you have this guy that makes a larger kind of decoration. And they're just kind of showing you where you would place it. So like maybe you start with this, and maybe you stamp this guy here or whatever. So this one's more playful. You can do whatever you like, of course, with all the pieces. But this one has a die that's specific, that has to be stamped in a certain way, right? And then we have our little heart, which is really cute, radiating. And a little cross stitch heart too. So they have some inspo here. And so these are the dies. Really nice size. Of course, it comes with a cutting folder, and I got this question. I get it quite often. I haven't had anybody ask recently, though, if they can use Spellbinders dies in their marquee, right, in the Diamond Press machine. And I was like, yes. I forget to mention that every once in a while, because it's just something I think, I don't know. I don't know where you are in your crafting journey, so I always figure people know that, but maybe they don't. So any machine that cuts thin metal dies will cut any thin metal die. Now, with the marquee, it's a folder system. Of course, your die has to fit within this folder, right? So if it's too wide, it's just not going to work, right? Or if it's like a really big die that's wide and longer. Longer isn't the biggest issue, because you can get folders that are like this, so elongated folders, and you can also just run it through twice. So run through as much as you can, and then turn your die in the paper and run the rest of it through that didn't get cut back through. So there's ways to get around too long as far as dies, but not too wide, right? So there's that. And then the stamps. I mean, look how cute and how big that stamp is. So cute. I mean, nothing is like small or tiny, which is really nice. I did want to use a smaller frame today, so we will see what I can stamp and make that work. But what I'm going to do is just grab some inks and some paper, and we'll get right to it. So let's put some of this stuff to the side. I might grab the dies in just a second, though, just to see as far as which of these things I can style in here and still be able to cut with the smaller thing. This is just alcohol ink marker paper, which is probably a waste for something like this, because we don't need to use a fancier paper for this, because we're just stamping, but nice heavyweight paper. And I'm trying to decide, like, should we start maybe with these leaves or the flowers? Well, let's just go with something. So we're using this set here. So you can just look at the picture and you can imagine. This is what I want to know, is like, is that kind of small for this die? If it is, what I can do is cut it out. Yeah, so it's a little bit too big, is the word I'm looking for. So let's go ahead and do it just so you can see what that looks like, and then we'll do another one with the smaller sprig or bouquet. Sounds good. Okay, so I'm just placing that there. Actually, we should place it somewhere where we know we're gonna be able to cut it with our die, so I'm gonna leave myself some room. Ooh, what if I want it at the bottom, though? I'll say like this, you know? I guess we can decide that when we actually use the die, right? Because we can just turn the die the way we want it. Okay. So hopefully that leaves me a little space to cut it. Let's bring it down here more. And they're recommending to use different greens, you know, a little bit lighter, a little bit darker. So on this one, they have a darker, and we can do whatever you want, of course, but I will do something like that. People asked me last time I had these, where did you get that little holder? Which is funny, so hopefully maybe they're new subscribers. Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree used to have these. They're not carrying them anymore, but somebody or a few people told me that either Family Dollar or Dollar General has them. I haven't checked and I don't remember which one, so I'm sorry guys, but if you know, just leave a comment there and people can check that out. So this is a darker green we're going to start with. And again, I'm just starting with this one because I figure it's a good placement, like a guide. Oh, and there it is. I was going to say the other day I had misplaced my Stampendable, which now LGS Creative, they have a white one. They have a really gorgeous glass mat too. I'm just doing this again because that one isn't quite where I want as far as the color or the saturation, so I'm just going to do that again. And it does say there to use a light hand when you're stamping, because so you'll have a crisper image, and that's true. Just because, you know, these are acrylic stamps, and if you push down really hard, you're going to have some ghosting where it's like squishing, right? Instead of just nice and crisp. So just do that, especially with this one because it's a little cross stitch X's that are, you know, a little smaller, a little. You want it a little more delicate. Okay, so let's say we did that. Now, we have a flower that's going to go in the very center. You know, I did this upside down. No, I didn't. Oh, you know what? I haven't done the other one. Okay. I want to see what I should place next. Next, I should place probably this flower one. I'm just looking at the image here. What would make sense for placement? Like, what would help me out? So here we have this little bunch of flowers, and I think that'll help us for our placement. It's this one. It's kind of like a pinky, this guy. And each one of these little guys is going to be touching like that area. There's one that goes right in the center there, and then one that's just kind of out here. So I'm going to judge it by these guys, okay? So when I look at this, it doesn't have to be perfect, of course, but you want it, you know, to be pretty nice. I'm going to place these guys all right there. That looks good. Ooh, that looks good. That looks really good. Okay, I'm going to go with that. And I'm putting this down very carefully. Ooh, did that move? Did that move? I don't know, but let's just move on. Okay. And they use like a lighter, softer color flower here. Oh, what I was gonna do is use one of these card bases I made the other day with the LGS Creative backgrounds. Like this one's pretty much done. I just have to put like a sentiment on it. This one's fun. I was thinking, what can I... Actually, this one would be really cute, but then it has a lot of like strawberries and fruits, right? Instead of more like the flowers. A little more playful. I think maybe this one. So whenever I do my little thing, we'll just stick this guy on here, right? And maybe have a sentiment stamped in there or something. So that's why I wanted to go with this smaller one so we can see more of this background. If I use the larger one, it's going to cover up a lot of it. So I kind of want that to show at least a little bit. So let's put that there. So as far as colors are concerned, I would like it to coordinate with what I have going on. We're going to come back to this in just a minute. Oh, we do have a light blue. Funny enough, the lid came off of this one. I don't even know. Well, I guess on the side, I think it's called Mineral something or other. It's a very, very light blue, and it still works because it's in here, I guess. I don't know, or it's just so juicy that it still works. But it is a very, very, very light blue. So I'm going to do this a few times, and if it doesn't work for me anymore, then I will just go over it with a different blue. See, I don't know if you can see that is there. It's very light. So I'm going to do it one more coat. One more coat. This color was very light to begin with, but I just think it's so funny that it didn't even dry out. So we'll just pop that there, and let's do that again. Again, just a firm, even pressure. Ah, we have a little light blue. Okay, so there's that one. Let's put this guy to the side. Let's put this guy back. I probably should have gone with teal, but I just went with the light blue. And what else do we have? Ooh, maybe purple? Okay, let's go with purple. And what kind of purple? We're looking, I think maybe this spring heather. Now, if you wanted to, you could also do your colors and then add, some more darker purple in there so it looks like a mix of colors. That'd be pretty. And I'm skipping right to the purple flowers. I don't even know if those are next. Let's see. Maybe, yes, let's do that one. No, I feel like the leaves, See, this is where I'm debating. Okay, let's go with this set of leaves next. And then we'll go in with the flower, the last flower, which is this big guy right here. So if we look at this, they want you to put the sprig down this way and the leaves up this way. Now, if you're going to cut this out, you pretty much need to know that you did that correctly. So you can either cut out your paper first, maybe tape it down behind, you know, so it's not going to move on you, and then you start doing your stamping and you know exactly where you're going to stamp everything because you already have the outline. I don't have the outline right now, so for me, I'm just kind of guessing that, and you see I would have been wrong because this one needs to go up a little bit, but I'm not going to cut this out by itself, so I'm not, you know, too scared here. But definitely if you want to cut this out and you want to know that your edges are where they should be, I would definitely just run this through and then do your stamping. But let's just take a look. I mean, something like that, that's closer. But for me right now, I'm just going to put that there and be happy with that. Okay, so this is going to be a different color of green just for variety, and then we'll come in with our purple flowers. Let's see. Oh, and I'm just using a paper clip or something like that to help me get my things out. Otherwise, I just kind of turn it over. I keep my hand blocking the other ones. I just flip it, and then the one I want pops out. This might be too bright, but let's just go with lime green, and if it's very bright, I'll just leave it. I won't do it twice is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, let's just leave that one the way it is. And then our last flower for this sprig, I believe. We will do that purple spring heather, and it is this guy. And again, you have the little dots so you can, you know, line it up here, but basically this is going to go in here somewhere too. So you can look at it all with that, knowing that this should be like down here. I guess that would help you. Maybe that's another way of helping us judge where these things should go. It looks like, hold on, that goes in between, so it's more like this. Interesting. Again, I placed my own, this guy, so I'm going to take a quick second since it's so light, the green. I'm going to bring this towards me and just line it up, okay? So that's all I'm looking for is like where those little branches branch off and touch the stamp, okay? But I'll be right back. I think that's actually pretty good, actually. I think I got it. Okay, yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with that. I just had to look up close. When I gave it that little turn, I basically put it where I wanted. Okay. So let's get this guy on here. Pick this guy up. And you know, I just realized I'm matching this with the card base that I'm probably not even going to use because this is too big. I just wanted to show you guys what I would do with this little sprig or bouquet. That's really sweet. So there's that guy. Oh, we have centers. We have centers. I thought it was done. The little center here and center there need to be stamped. Okay, so we'll put this guy to the side. And I think the centers that finish that off is this one, basically. So it's one stamp, but you also have another center right here by itself. If you want to just grab that one and go boop, boop, I'm sure that's great, you know. But for right now, I guess I'll grab the one that's from here. And basically, looking at the little cross-stitch marks, it looks like it makes a square, so that's fine. It has lines that actually make a square. And as you can see, this is done in a way that it's fine, you know, we can just pop it in here. I just want to make sure that I have that centered where I think is right. One in the center there, one in the center here. And we can stamp that. And then for the next one, I'll probably just kind of do the motions and kind of have some music or something. Let's go with some brown. There we go. And I can just boop. There it is. So that's that one, I believe. That's everything. Yes. Okay, and again, you would have this if you want to cut the sprig out just by itself. You know, you could kind of, that's pretty well lined up. And you run it through. I was going to go ahead and use this smaller guy, but like I said, for this one, I think it's going to be too big. I mean, you can even leave it down in this area. But I feel like it cuts edges off, doesn't it? Yeah, because this inside part is what's going to be this portion, and the rest of the frame is out here. So it's not even judging by like the edge of this frame, it's judging by the inside. And that'll really cut down a lot. So I'll use that for another one another day. But for right now, what I'll do is just rearrange this and use the same colors pretty much that I just used, and just use do the smaller sprig. So let me put this like lots of magnets. What I mean by the smaller sprig is, let me put some things away. I'll be right back. So I'm gonna do this little guy, and there's not a lot of registration marks other than, you know, maybe we start with the flower. I think that'd probably be best, and then you can kind of see where this one should come out and where this other one should come out. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm just gonna use the same colors I used before. So I have the lime burst, I have parakeet green, these are Nouveau hybrid tonic colors, and then the light, that purple, and then the light blue. So I'll first make my purple flower, and then from there I'll go from, you know, from there I'll go from there. Anyway, let's have this guy here. And, you know, if I'm just kind of eyeballing this and where this other die is going to cut from. And I think this is going to end up at the bottom, hopefully. And hopefully it's small enough, you know, the sprig to be in here. I don't know. We will see. We will see. And the sprig is also going in a direction I was not thinking of. I'm just going to do it upside down, guys. So it's going to go this way so it curves up. Okay, and hopefully that'll work out for us. Because let's see, if we have that there. Let me see about some of these other leaves. This one goes to that. And again, I'm going to do it upside down, so it's going to go this way. Yeah, okay, well I'm just going to create it, and then if we can cut it out, that'd be great. If it doesn't quite fit, then that's a different story. But I'll be right back. I'm just going to start stamping. See where I can put this where it would cut probably the nicest, and that looks pretty good. There's a little space at the bottom, and then I was like, what would fit in there? So we have hello, but I kind of also want to do the bow. Well, I don't have to use the bow, I guess, because I didn't want the bow to cover this up. But then we have like thinking of you fits in there pretty nicely. Of course, that means, you know, I'm just trying to use the smaller die again, so that's what's dictating all these different choices for me. So thinking of you, I think fits in here nicely too. I don't want it obviously touching my leaves here, but I don't want it to get cut off either. So I'm just kind of eyeballing where that might be if it were like right here. Let me see how that looks up close. It might cut a little bit of it off, but I think that should be okay. And maybe just a little bit higher because of that greenery there. I could also probably move this a little bit higher too. So that's good. And I'm just kind of paying attention to where the lines are, where this would cut off, and how straight that is. Okay, so I will bring this back over. I will pick this up, and of course get rid of that. And I think I'll stamp it in brown ink since we use brown. Why not? Earlier, just keep it kind of fun. And I'm definitely going to run that through with an aperture just to know where I'll be cutting. All right, that looks pretty good. Actually, let's do it one more time. That looks really good. Okay, let me clean up a little bit and then we'll start die cutting. So, I'll have that there. I'm just going to trim this piece of paper down because basically I want this cut from here. And I also want to use this as an aperture, so I'll just take a little of that. And what we're going to do is tape this down. Now, this aperture will be interesting because it's cutting from this outer edge, so this inside one, you're not really going to see it, but it's going to give us an idea of at least if we're in the ballpark, right? So I'm going to run this through, and I'll be right back. I'm using the brown paper because I do want to keep this brown frame, so I have that there. And then we have this center piece, and maybe that'll help us. I don't know. Probably not. But what I'm trying to say is when we open this up, clearly, obviously we can see that there, and you can see, I mean, where you're going to cut. When you open this up, you can see a little better, and actually that's not bad. I do like exactly where it is. Yeah, okay, well that's good. I was just wanted to know that I was kind of in the center, like obviously this piece is going to cut out. And I suppose what we can do is replace this piece, and we'll know exactly where we're going to be cutting. So I mean, I could bring it down a little more this way. Oh, very good. Okay, so that did help us either way. And then you place it back down, so hopefully it's in the right groove, right? Because it can move. And then we can also tape that down. I'll get some new tape. And of course I'm going to cut this piece of paper down so I can get it in the marquee, but let's make sure we have a couple spots, especially since I'm going to cut it now. And I'm going to cut this down really close to the paper back here because I don't know where I need my other die to be on this one just to cut that nicely. So I'm just going to cut this close over here. Okay, I'm going to run this through and I'll do it very gingerly so we don't shake the camera too much. Okay. Very cute. So we will have a white frame that we don't need. Let's just... And you guys, I always reuse my little best craft tape ever until it gets too sticky. If you start running it through and it gets really sticky, then obviously you don't want that on your project because it will pull your paper apart. But for right now, I can run that through a couple times. And as you can see, there's a white frame in here that you can use on something else, right? Or you can use it even on this project. Where's my little brown frame? Of course, I used it. Now I misplaced it. Here it is. You can pop it on here if you want this to be like double thick, right? You know, let's do that. Why not? So we'll have that. And then, I mean, I could also use this brown one behind this guy if I wanted to, but look at that. Right on there. So cute. All right, let me clean up a bit and we'll get this card put together. Let's go ahead and run this part through so we have our little bit, right? And then we have this guy. We can cut a little needle out. I don't know if I want to do that, but that'd be cute. A little accent piece, a little needle or something. But anyway, let me run this through some silver paper and I'll be right back. Okay. Let's start gluing these guys together. So what I'm going to do is put some glue, and since I'm double kind of putting this one together in a double manner, what I'm going to do is put glue right back there and stick this guy down. And of course you can put the thing however you like. Actually, I'm going to put it down here. Put a little more glue. Put that right there. And then I'll bring this guy over. And I'll just sandwich it because that's just the easier thing to do since I'm doubling it up. But if you're not doubling it up, then just glue it to the back, of course. Oh my gosh, that looks so cute. I'm telling you, that looks so cute. Alright, I'm going to hold that together. And I'll be right back. So that's ready to go. And since I did double this up, it has a little bit of, obviously, depth. It's not that much, but something. This already has a lot of texture on the back. We have this guy. What I think is, I'm just going to glue it down straight, and then we'll add some like pearls, just add a little more definition or something. So let's get some glue on this guy, ready to go. Quite a bit since I have that background that's already been embossed. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link in the description box where I made all these backgrounds. Just go ahead and glue that guy down too. And like I said, I want this little area to show, so I'm not putting this too overlapped. I'm bringing it down a little bit. And that looks good. Looking good. Okay, I'm just gonna hold all this down and I'll be right back. Hey guys, so there's that. I mean, how pretty is that with the little colors that kind of, you know, repeat back to what's going on in the background. But I'm just gonna finish off with something. Let's see. Oh, we have purple ones. Oh, that's cute. Do I want to do a lot of purple and purple? Purple. I think we have pink in there. There's some yellow. Let's not. White. I mean, we can bring some of that blue back. All right, let's do this. So let's use a bigger guy. Here and here. I kind of like to echo. If I do something here, I do the kind of the same at the top part. So a little smaller purple one. Lavender color. And then down here I'll do the same thing. Like a little guy here and one a little bit further out. That's sweet. So there you go, guys. Just a fun background that I already had made, and just topping it with a cute topper from that new Autoship. So I will link that in the description box. I'll have some images coming up, and I hope you're all having a great day. I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.